Neil, we spoke at the mixed doubles, and it seemed clear that your form was returning, and there's further evidence of that tonight. 2 centuries, 3 half centuries in the first session. You started with a 90 tonight, finished with 117. How close are you to being back to your best, do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm back to my best, but I mean, whether or not that's any good, who knows? So I need to try and find ways to improve and to play in a way that's puts my opponents in trouble more often, I guess. I think that probably what I've noticed the last couple of years. I mean, look, when I play at my best, I just wipe the floor with most players, but that's not players aren't at their best very often, like in an individual kind of match, an isolated situation. But the World Open was that was good. I was creating chances off safety. I wasn't having to rely on potting great long balls to get in. That was good. And then here, I don't know. It's tough to say because Zach had a few chances, but I think he played some good shots to kind of get in. So, I can't be critical of the chances I gave away. There were a couple of sloppy shots, I think, once the match was kind of drifting away from him a bit, and we maybe both sort of knew what the end result was going to be. That can happen. But overall, I was really happy with the all-round kind of game. I think I had a spell after the second frame. He had a cruel bit of luck I needed a snooker, and he's missed the green, and he's ended up potting the blue, left me a free ball, and I've cleared up to win on the black. And then after that, I think the next 4 frames, he only maybe scored half a dozen points or so. So that was like enough to win the match, really, from 6-0 up. I've got to play pretty bad to lose from there. So yeah, the signs are good, and well done for World Snooker for making the qualifying like that. It's like a venue, really. It doesn't feel any different to actually playing at a venue. Like you got the four tables, kind of like a Home Nations event. You got the main table. Yeah, it just feels like I'm playing at a venue. So it doesn't feel like qualifiers, if you know what I mean, which is really good because the last time I had to qualify in Prestatyn, 2006, I think, last time. We had these like blue cubicle walls blocking off everything, so you couldn't see any other table that was going on, and you'd maybe only have a handful of people watching. So this is different. This is like not the doom and gloom that maybe it would have been 10 years or so ago. So this is great. It's good crowds, and yeah, it doesn't feel any different.
And I wonder what your mindset was coming here, because you having to qualify is one of the biggest stories of the qualification this year, because we've got so used to seeing you win massive titles and go on deep runs. Did you feel fired up coming here, sort of determined to prove a point, or quite relaxed?
Not really to prove a point. I mean, I think the qualifiers are really to be respected, and I didn't come here thinking that I'll just blitz the 2 games and qualify, and just, anything like that. The players are to be respected, and the qualifiers are certainly to be respected. Everyone wants to get to the Crucible. So yeah, I think Stephen Maguire's interview he did a few days ago, maybe saying how much it hurt him. So I was like, I really don't want to kind of miss out. So I think it was really good. But in terms of my ranking and that, I think if you look at the tournaments I've missed, because obviously I had the Players' Championship, Tour Championship, all the winners' points all coming off. But if you look at I missed too many events. I've missed the Grand Prix, Players' Champs, Tour Champs this season, the 2 last, and you rack up a couple of other tournaments I've missed through illness and whatever, you're getting up towards like 10 plus ranking events I've missed the last 2 seasons. You can't really do that. You can't afford to do that. So, that's next season. I don't want to miss anything if I can help it.
Well, and I was saying to Roddy Bissett, actually, that there's 2 ways you look at this scenario where someone's won loads and then the points start to come off.
Yeah.
If you get back in the groove, and it certainly looks as though you are, irrespective of what happens in Judgment Day and possibly at the Crucible as well.
Always reminds me of Terminator.
Yeah.
Judgment Day.
You could get on a real blitz, because if you look at next season, there's virtually nothing for you to defend.
Yeah, no, I got no points in terms of like clumps of points coming off. No, so next season is kind of like the only way is up, really. So No, but the main thing is to get my game in really good shape, to have a really sort of good positive outlook for, the rest of the season. And maybe earlier on in the season I was practicing, I was really putting the work in, but maybe necessarily wasn't up for like the fight for it all. I wasn't looking forward to playing in events. I was putting in the hours, I was practicing so hard, but I wasn't really looking forward to the events coming up where, since, Christmas with being back home and that, I was like, mental reset, okay, let's attack this. If you have to qualify, you have to qualify. And then, from then on, I was really looking forward to the events, like post-Masters, and that makes a big difference, So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's, the setup's fantastic, so, there's no excuses, nothing like that. It's not like, you're playing in front of, like, a couple of people, good crowds and everything. So, yeah, it's really good.
Well, very best of luck for Judgment Day. We're very much looking forward to seeing you in action.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Neil.